my name's DelinquentGhost and we're going to play Fighting Fantasy. So a little backstory to this. I received an email saying that Fighting Fantasy was going to be arriving on the Nintendo Switch February 5th. And I grew up with some of these books. I never really read them because I think I was a bit too young or nervous or not really into reading. But I distinctly remember being fascinated by the themes and the artwork and the fantasy. It's just... So I could even point out some of them that I remember the artwork for. I remember we had Forest of Doom. I remember we had, where was the other one? Scorpion Swamp. I remember that one. And City of Thieves. We had that one as well. This is the version that's available on Steam, and it comes with one free game. I don't know if it changes or if it's just this one. I've no idea. But I really love the idea of the adventure book, and so having a digital version seemed so much fun to show off, basically. So we're gonna do it. Bloodbones is a fighting fantasy game book, an interactive adventure in which you are the hero. You can win by only choosing the correct path, finding equipment, avoiding traps, and surviving combat. Before embarking on your adventure, you must first determine your own strengths and weaknesses in a series of dice rolls. These attributes are recorded on your adventure sheet and include stamina, skill, luck, and your starting gold pieces. Before making your rolls, you must choose from one of 3 difficulty settings. This gamebook has been designed for an optimum challenge on the Adventurer difficulty mode. For newcomers to Fighting Fantasy, we recommend Adventurer or Free Read modes. For experienced readers already familiar with printed versions of this gamebook, we recommend Hardcore Hero mode. Little thing about the free read mode is, I read about it in the options, I guess. Free read mode allows you to read ahead and cheat like you would be able to with the original books and stuff. So that's quite fun that they did that. So we're going to be playing on the adventure difficulty. Play Bloodbones as it was intended. Your starting stamina or initial gold pieces are okay. Also, with Bloodbones specifically, there's a kind of pseudo time limit because there is something that is relevant to how long it takes us to get through, but that is not in the other books as far as I'm aware. It's just this one because some of them have unique mechanics. You've chosen the adventure difficulty mode. Before continuing, you must calculate your initial stamina, and your stamina score reflects your general constitution, your will to survive, your determination, and overall fitness. The higher your stamina score, the longer you'll be able to survive. You must roll 2 dice and add 12 to the number rolled. This is then entered in the stamina box on your adventure sheet. Stamina will go up and down during your journey, but if your stamina falls to 0, you die and your adventure is over. If your stamina is getting low, remember to eat some of your provisions. Roll for stamina. Determine your next, so we'll do 7. So we get 19. That's kind of average, but we'll go with it. Your skill reflects your swordsmanship and your general fighting expertise. The higher the better. Your starting skill is determined by rolling 1 die and adding 6 to the number. This is entered in the skill box in your adventure sheet. Your adventure sheet can be accessed anytime using the menu on the bottom of the screen. Roll skill. Oh, we are terrible at combat. We are terrible at combat. Your luck score indicates how naturally lucky a person you are. Luck and magic are facts of life in the fantasy world you're about to explore. Starting luck is determined by rolling 1 die and adding 6 to the number. This is then entered in the luck box in your adventure sheet. Roll luck. 4. Okay, not bad, not bad. Unless you keep your thumb on the page, then you won't lose the die and it doesn't count. Yeah. House rules. Next time, your starting number of gold. The amount of gold pieces in your possession is determined by rolling 2 dice and adding 12 to the number. This is then entered in the gold pieces box on your adventure sheet. Average. Okay. Now you must prepare the adventurer's equipment. You begin your adventure with a sword, backpack, tinderbox, gold pieces, and a lantern to light your way. Rationing your provisions is a key to successful adventure. They may be consumed at any time, excluding combat, by accessing the adventure sheet. Each meal restores 4 stamina. Be sure to pay close attention to your stamina and restore it regularly. In Bloodbones, you begin your journey with no provisions, regardless of chosen difficulty. During your quest, you may encounter characters and items that alter your 3 scores, stamina, skill, and luck. Usually these scores may only be restored to their initial amount. On very rare occasions, a particular page may grant an effect that defies this rule. Aside from these occasions, some magic items may also allow you to exceed your initial scores. Once you have rated your equipment, there's one more thing you should know. During the adventure, you'll notice the hours will pass at key points. Again, that's the thing specific to this game, or this book. Usually when you have been doing something for a considerable length of time, this is important as it will become apparent as your adventure progresses. Try not to allow too many hours pass. It all started 10 years ago when the evil pirate lord Cinnabar, that's a funny name, murdered your family. At the time you were only 12 years old and lived with your family in a small fishing village of Clam Beach, on the northern coast of Ruddlestone, halfway between the two major ports of the kingdom, Arabnab, home to all lawful adventurers and sailors, and the sinister port of Crabs. Life in Clam Beach was not easy, but it did have a peaceful security about it. And then the terrible day came. The Pirate Lord Cinnamon Bar? Yeah, right. It sounds like a One Piece character. It was a clear summer day and warming when the huge forbidding black galleon sailed into the bay, flying the dreaded flag of Skull and Crossbones pirates. The bloodthirsty cutthroats were soon racing up the beach towards the village. The fighting was swift and bloody. Soon most of the grown folk of Clam Beach had been killed, your father and two siblings dying while trying to defend the village. In the end, the village elders had no choice but to surrender to the marauding raiders and open the village's meager treasure coffers. The cruel pirate captain came ashore. From his ship to collect the booty himself, the sight of him filled you with awe and fear. The pirate... They sound like handsome people. Sorry, it was a stupid joke. The pirate was a tall, handsome man with a neatly trimmed, pointed black beard with his hair tied back in a ponytail. He was dressed in the clothes of a nobleman with a fine scarlet coat, trimmed with a gold braid and wearing a large tricorn hat, and his waist hung a gleaming cutlass, and you could not help noticing that on the back of his right hand was the tattooed image of a grinning black skull. When the raiders had finally gone... Oh, sorry. Reading makes me very yawny, I apologise. Filled with feelings of hatred for those who had murdered your family. You asked Ragai, Ragai? I'm just gonna say Guy, the village soothsayer who the pirate captain was. The villain is one of the most evil men ever to sail the 12 seas of Titan, was his vehement reply. He is one of the most feared pirate lords of our age, a creature without remorse, a murderer and a follower of the bloodthirsty voodoo death god, Putzkari, whose mark is the Black Skull. He is Cinnabar, but because of the terrible atrocities he commits, he is also known as Bloodbones. From that moment you vowed that one day you would have your revenge on the evil Cinnabar. Tasty pasta try. Your mother became ill soon after that dreadful day. 3 years later she died. On your 16th birthday you left Clam Beach and made your way to Harabnab, gaining the position of cabin boy on a ship travelling to the distant continent of Alencia. For the last 6 years you have sailed across the globe, but you never forgot the promise you made to yourself a decade ago. Oh, this is how I became Dread Pirate Roberts. Over many voyages you have tried to learn as much as you can about the rogue captain. You discovered the Cinnabar's galleon. The Virgo is frequently seen sailing in the waters around Nankunu Bay, and then he has a hidden base somewhere close to the port of Crabs. That sounds like you should see a doctor about that. Also, thank you, Grifter. You also gleaned as much information as you could about the notorious city, and so, when you decided that you were at the last ready to confront your enemy, and the chance of passage on the merchant ship sailing to the port of Crabs came up and leapt at the opportunity. Vengeance, you are sure, will soon be yours. Hey Dino, how you doing? Wow, you guys are real thirsty to know. The port of Crabs is a haven to every pirate, buccaneer and freebooter who ply their trade off the coast of the kingdom of Ruddlestone. In the old world, as you stand at the prow of the merchant man looking towards the land, you can make out the ramshackle jumble of buildings in the infamous city and the outline of the old fort that stands above it, like some ancient crumbling sentinel. The merchant man bumps against the stone jetty and you quickly disembark. Not only is the Port of Crabs one of the most dangerous cities in the world, but a thick fog, don't look at me, is starting to roll in from the sea. It is late afternoon or a chill day in the month of unlocking, and the docks are bustling with activity. Standing close to the quayside is a large old stone building which looks like it could withstand a battering from Hydana, god of the deep himself. Hanging over its sturdy oak door is a faded sign declaring that this is the Jolly Roger. This seems as good a place as any to begin your search for Cinnabar, so you enter the inn. The spacious bar inside the Jolly Roger is packed with all manner of scurvy-looking sailors and other lowlifes. The landlord is as big as an ox, and as large as anchor tattooed on one arm. No one takes any notice of you as you enter, so you approach the bar, order a tankard of ale costing 1 gold piece. You decide to question the landlord about Cinnabar first. Over your tankard of ale, you talk about the weather and the state of trade, and then draw the innkeeper into the subject of pirate you seek. This would be really fun to have like voice actor friends on and do this. I hear that Virgo plies these waters, you say. I'm surprised we weren't attacked ourselves. Not anymore, it doesn't, the landlord replies. Have you not heard? Cinnabar has been dead these last 6 months. Cinnabar dead? You've come all this way after years of harbouring desires for revenge, only to find that dread pirate lord has already passed away from this world. You ask the landlord how he died. Have you not heard? I would have thought that everyone as far as the Diamond Islands would know by now. It all happened last hiding. You listen attentively as the innkeeper relates the tale. Oh, sorry. It appears that Cinnabar and his crew were emptying the hold of a galley sailing from Harabnab to Arkleton in distant Analand when the renowned bounty hunter Con caught up with them in the ship, the Fortune. Unable to escape, Cinnabar and his men had to defend themselves against the crews of the galley and the Con. Fierce fighting ensued, with Cinnabar eventually falling to Con's hand. Having suffered an incredible amount of wounds, his body began being lost to the sea. With the leader killed, the surviving members of his crew fled aboard the Virago, returning to the Port of Crabs. Soon after, Cinnabar's second-in-command, Mirel the Red, set off in the Virgo amid terrible storms, purportedly to recover her captain's buoy. She sounds like a kind of... anyway. Many now believe that the pirate lord's galleon sank as it is not to be seen since, the landlord says, concluding his story. You thank him for his help, and in bewildered days you make to leave the inn. You console yourself with the thought that at least the murder of your family has at least been brought to justice. As you leave the Jolly Roger, you feel someone pulling on your jerkin. I'm sorry? This game is like full of so many innuendos, or it's just me, I don't know. Turning around, you discover that an old drunk slumped at a table by himself is the one trying to attract your attention. Just because he's dead doesn't mean he's at rest, moans the drunk. Curious about the drunk's words, you sit down opposite the old man and ask him what he means. Let's just say you don't want to be believing everything you hear, but I know what's going on. Oh yes, old Dreg knows. Cinnabar isn't really dead, you see. And he's coming back, the old man says in a harsh whisper. Intrigued, you press Dreg to tell you more, but he suddenly becomes serious and looks around the barroom uneasily. Not here. Meet me outside in 10 minutes. You nod in agreement and leave the Jolly Roger. Ooh. Tendrils of fog are now swirling around the boats in the harbour and oozing along the streets of the town. When the 10 minutes are up, you quickly return to the Jolly Roger and sneak down the side alley next to it. In the midst of the shadows at the end of the narrow alleyway, you can make out 3 figures standing over a 4th, cowering on the ground at their feet. Wasting no time, you draw your sword and dash towards them. Hearing your approach, the 3 pirates turn to face you. The burly characters are ugly, scarred rogues, and biggest of them, who is easily wielding a heavy wooden club in one hand and holding a bullwhip in the other, looks as if he has some ogre blood in his lineage. Pirate's feet lies Dreg, beaten, bruised, and only just conscious. Here's the snooper, growls the half-ogre. You're no match for us. By the time we've finished with you, you'll be feeding the shrimps. Or rather, the shrimps will be feeding on you. The other 2 pirates burst into coarse laughter at the companion's joke. Yeah, you're fish bait. Still laughing, the ruffians advance towards you. Apart from the half-ogre, there is a well-built bearded man missing most of his teeth, and a leaner rogue with 2 ugly red scars running down the right side of his face. You may be about to engage in your first fighting fantasy battle. You'd like to know more about how combat works. No, I think I'm good, because I've read the instructions on that, so I think I'm good. How will you deal with the ruffians stepping menacingly towards you? To charge one of the pirates, turn to 357. If you want to stand firm, prepare to fight the rogues, turn to 74. Or try and escape running back along the alleyway, turn to 134. What do you think, chat? Come on. What do you reckon? What are we going to do? I already read the tutorial before stream, thank you, Brad. Fight? Okay, let me just... Calling me out like that. If you want to stand firm, prepare to fight the rogues. Stand and deliver, you rogues. Okay, 74 it is. Swinging their cudgels, the pirates engage in you in combat. It's time to fight. You defeat these violent scoundrels. Okay, if you are killed in the street. Alright, so this is our stats. Stamina, skill, fight. They rolled... The first pirate hits you. Oh. We could use some luck, but I'm just gonna fight still. It's a tie. Fight. Oh, damn. We've been hit twice. Oh my god, what are my rolls? What are my rolls? Finally! Let's go. Let's use some luck. Nice, we killed the first guy. The weapon hits hard, you do 2 more damage. You have defeated the first pirate, now you must face the second. Oh my word. Oh my word. What is this luck? Finally. Yeah, and I will use luck. Yeah. You are triumphant. The half-ogre steps towards to fight you. Will you face your opponent? If so, do we fight the half-ogre, chat? Do we do it? Or do we escape? What do you think? Do we fight him? I win, but barely. I did take a lot of damage. Hopefully we can heal some of that up soon. I mean, the inn probably has food that we can buy. We can buy food from them and heal up. What do you think? Fight the half-ogre? Do you have the stones for it, chat? Or do we flee? Try to fight? I respect that. Let's go. Dropping his whip, the half-ogre moves to attack you with his club. Let's do this. I've got 9 stamina left. He has 5 health, so not bad. Let's do this. I'm gonna look at... Yeah. Sweet. At least our luck rolls have come through. So now we just need 1 more damage. Which we didn't get. Nice, we win! The last of the pirates falls, and with some relief you sheath your sword. It looks as if the pirates have beaten Dreg within an inch of his life, and he's failing fast. You do your best to make the old man comfortable, and he opens his eyes. Thanks, stranger, he gasps. What are you buying? But I'm a goner now. They're up to something, you know. You ask him who he's talking about. Cinnabar's crew, the pirates of the Black Skull. Looking at the hands of Dreg's assailants, you see that each bears the tattoo of a grinning black skull. I've seen them meeting up again around the taverns in the city. Silas Gallows, Killhall Jack, Old Crivens, even Malu the Witch Doctor. They're planning something alright. Rumour says Mirel the Red found Cinnabar's body, and he's not rightly dead, but he's not rightly alive either, see? It's all that voodoo and black magic they're meddling. Not right, isn't? I've heard tell that they're planning... I just wondered what that was. I've heard tell they're planning something big tonight. You'd think old Snide and the guard would be looking into it, but truth be told, no one's been able to locate their hideout. Dreg coughs weakly. He's coming back. We'll all be doomed. Stranger, beware the Black Skull. Bloodbones is coming back. I'm almost read that as Bloodbone. And then he's gone, laying the old man down. You ponder the last words of what your next action should be. So Cinnabar's not really dead. In that case, you may still have a chance for revenge. But what did Dreg mean when he said that Cinnabar is not really alive either? Dreg has given you several clues about your enemy, where you should start your search for him, and it seems that time is of the essence if you want to stop the pirates of Black Skull. The old man mentioned that the pirates of the Black Skull were gathering again in the Port of Crabs, that they may have hidden base somewhere in the city, but you of course at present have no idea where it may be. Before leaving Dreg, you search the bodies of his assailants for any further clues. You find nothing helpful, but you do discover that one was carrying a bottle of rum. Drinking the rum will restore 4 health. That's perfect. You now have 6 options available to you. You could visit some of the taverns and inns yourself in hope of finding out more. Perhaps you could visit the notorious gambling pits, a possible source of information, a way of increasing your gold pieces. Alternatively, it might be a good idea to better equip yourself by visiting the markets before you set out. You could try to find out more about the Black Skull cult. Turn to 135. Then again, although Governor Montago has certainly allowed the port to remain safe, even for buccaneers and freebooters, you may do well to get help of the authorities against Cinnabar. I don't think they'll listen. Or you could take the direct approach, abandon your search for further information and instead look for the pirates' hidden base. Alright, first of all, I want to... There's a map. That's fun. Ooh, that's fun. Let's, where's my food? Where's my food? I want to heal up if I can. I'm not sure how to do that. Ah, I clicked it again. Bottle of rum. Let's get drunk. There we go. Because we need the health. Yeah, you got to click it once to get that, and then once again to get that. So, I feel like we should either go to the market or find out more about the Black Skull and the cult. But what do you think? Beware the one-legged man, Jim. Market or the cult? Gambling? No, that's a bad idea. Market, says Kyra. Then we'll go to the market. Okay. Gambling? The Port Sprawling Markets lie within the Merchant Quarter, which runs from Farthing Lane to Moneylender Street. You have two possible options. If you want to look for practical equipment, or you could visit the Port of Crab's lively bazaar with its more exotic and expensive wares. Can try and market, but I doubt you'll have enough to get anything. You think? Oh, that's so... Oh. Well, we can't go back now. Should we try practical equipment? Let's try that one. Rope, 1 gold. How much gold do we have? We have 16 gold pieces. We have 16 gold pieces. Extra provisions. Cutlass. Scouring the various stalls, you soon find a number of items which might be of use to you on your quest. You may buy any of the things on the list as long as you have enough money. Yes, we have 16. Flask of grog. Poison antidote. Throwing dagger. Cutlass. I feel like we should get the cutlass. Some provisions. Maybe like 2 of that. And then a poison antidote. A rope. And then we have 1 gold left over. When you've finished here, you may either take a look around the bazaar for more exotic items. Let's check out the more exotic items. Let's window shop first. Shark's teeth bracelet. You're enticed towards the bazaar by its colourful stalls, as well as the sounds and smells of far-off countries. You ignore the rolls of silk and the baskets of spices and are attracted to a brightly decorated stall covered in a variety of unusual items. Talking with the vendor, you discover that the man is a talismonger, a trader in artifacts that are allegedly magical. However, by the look of some of the objects, you do wonder if they really are charged with esoteric power. The magical items the talismonger has to offer are listed below, with the prices you may buy as many as you want, as long as you have enough gold pieces. Must be 19. Ivory lion charm, shark's teeth bracelet, magical compass, potion of giant strength. Lock of elven's hair. So the thing is, we don't know if these are actually functional. Do you know what I mean? We don't know if they're... Do you really think if it were magical, he'd be selling it for 9 gold? I feel like we should get the shark's teeth bracelet. Because if nothing else, it looks cool. So I'm going to do that. Made from leather, embedded with 38 razor-sharp teeth of a shark. You feel like it could be useful. Yes. Hi, Blake. Alright. Ooh. Carved darkwood armband. I bet that's somewhat special. Let's go back to the other place. Yes, I would like to. You continue. Oh, I can't go back to the other store. Do you wish to look for more practical equipment around the markets? If so, yes. Yes, I do. I do, as a matter of fact. Can we market? Can we go back? Okay, I guess we're just moving on. As you leave the markets, you note that 1 hour has passed. As you're walking along the Trader Street, you can't help but notice a roguish figure standing on the corner of the Lobster Alley. The man is gaunt and scrawny, in his later years with several days' growth of stubble. He also has an eye patch, a wooden stump for a leg beneath his right knee, and wears a long coat and tricorn hat. A monkey with its own tiny waistcoat is scampering around the man's shoulders. As you walk past the pirate, you make eye contact and he beckons you with a glance before turning and hobbling away in the alley. Shall we follow him or go on our way? It's up to you, chat. Also, thank you for the 3 stream streak, Fox. Thank you so much. Thank you. Do we follow? I think we should follow. Yeah. Despite having a wooden leg, the old rogue moves quite quickly and disappears around a corner before you can catch up with him. As you are about to round the corner yourself, you suddenly start to have misgivings about your latest course of action. Ooh, do we stick with it? Gonna get mugged by a monkey? Well, Kyra said follow, so I said follow. You turn the corner and find the old man standing in front of you. So nice of you to join us, laughs the pirate. As they say, old Crivens always gets his man. There is a sudden swishing around and you receive a sharp blow to the back of your head. Instantly you lose consciousness. Oh no. Am I going to lose my bracelet? You come to and tied to... No! Ah! You come to, tied to a stone altar before a hideous bony likeness of the voodoo death god, Quetzalcoatl. You only just have time to take in the fact that you're in a large underground chamber packed with pirates and devotees before a black-robed priest plunges his sacrificial knife into your heart. Your very blood shall be used to help bring your enemy back to life. No! We died! We did not get very far. But that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. We might do another one if chat wants to take control this time. We could do it as like a poll and see what you guys want to do. But I really like this. I would like to play more of these. I can't afford them right now, but I do want to play more. These are a lot of fun. Yeah, I really want to. Gambling was the way. I really want to do more. These are a lot of fun. Yeah. They bring back so many memories for me.